Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 14th of April, 8 a.m. here in Melbourne. Welcome to Conversations with Thought Leaders. My name is David Webley, and this morning I'm delighted to be joined by Geoff Purcell. Good morning, Geoff. How are you doing?
I'm doing extremely well, David. I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. So for those that don't know, CWCL is a platform we've created to link community with experts from across the world. I'm also the Managing Director of Granite Consulting. I have to say, we're seeing the demand for talent is back to pre-GFC days. It's really off the charts at the moment. So if you want to understand what's going on in the world of talent, both here and overseas, feel free to contact me. Many of you this morning will know Geoff, but for those that don't know, in terms of a quick bio on Geoff, so for the last 25 years, he's held executive roles in and around technology and business transformation, several industries with leading organizations. Geoff's passionate about using technology to drive business innovation, performance, and improve customer engagement. He's also got a master's in business and is a member of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. And I know from many conversations, he's extremely passionate about contributing to an industry which, in his own words, has given him so much, and also driving increased STEM diversity. So, as I said, welcome, Geoff. Can you tell us a bit about your backstory?
I certainly can. My background throughout my career, with the exception of this particular role, has been exclusively in financial services. So I've worked, did my core career at one of the major banks, moved into financial planning, funds management, payments. I spent 3 years in a startup, which we listed on the Australian Stock Exchange probably 5 or 6 years ago now. I worked in the trustee business and then took a bit of a break, and I got a call from a recruiter that I've had a long-term relationship with, and she said, "Oh, there's a role at Melbourne Water. I think that you should have a chat with them." And I said, I'm a pure play financial services person. I know nothing about the water industry. And she said, "Yeah, I realise that. I think you should have a chat with them." So I did, and I'm very pleased that I did. And the thing that really impressed me about Melbourne Water was its appetite to digitise itself. So I've now been here for 6.5 odd years. I'm the custodian and sponsor of the digital strategy, which is one of our enterprise strategies. Responsibility for the execution of that strategy is spread right across the board. But in terms of digital, I think, when I started 6.5 odd years ago at Melbourne Water, digital was really aligned around the SMAC acronym, so social, mobile, analytics, and cloud.
Yep.
And it's shifted now that it's completely pervasive. It is everything, and it means different things to different parts of our business.
Yeah, fantastic. So just drilling into that in a bit more detail. So same question to yourself. So how do you define digital?
I differentiate between IT, the classic IT, which is about technology and systems, and digital to me is about the intersection of people, process, and technology, and that's the difference.
And so what would be some of the biggest challenges joining Melbourne Water? And obviously we all consume water every day, but we don't necessarily think of the digitalization of water perhaps, but what were some of the key things that you took into Melbourne Water when you started to think about a digital transformation?
Yeah, so I had the benefit of working in financial services. Arguably, financial services started its digital transformation back in 1995 when Commonwealth Bank released the first transactional website. So, financial services has been on that digital journey for some 25 odd years. When I started at Melbourne Water, Michael Wanmaker, the managing director, said, "Well, there's the digital strategy and you're on the hook to deliver it." And that was fine. And we had agreed that. And we've evolved to digital over that 6.5 years. We started out with a strategy that had a bunch of digital type projects that were largely around the sort of social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. Yeah. We recut the strategy in the first year around the four key platforms that we supply Melbourne Water, so around customer, around asset management, around corporate, and around infrastructure or core IT.
Yeah.
We appointed business sponsors of each of those 4 platforms, and which were at a GM level, and then used them to drive the business priorities. And in doing so, over that first couple of years, we were able to shift digital as, digital's something that IT is doing over there.
Yeah.
The digital is something I can use to improve my business. And getting that business buy-in was critical to really making digital as pervasive as it is today. And I mentioned our 4 different platforms, and digital actually means different things to those different parts of the business. So for our customer experience team, it's really about exchanging information with our customers and our stakeholders in ways and means that make it easy, simple, and customers can engage as and when they want to, rather than as and when we want to. So,
and just on that, when you say customer, you're talking about external customers, so consumers of water, as opposed to internal customers within the business that you're supporting, or are we talking about both?
No, we're talking external customers.
Sure.
So
General.
one of the, so we've got 7 different customer segments. We've done a lot of work around customer journey mapping. So we ran workshops very early on with our 7 different customer segments in terms of what information do they want or need from Melbourne Water, how easy is it to get access to that information, what are the pain points along the way, and what are the types of interactions that they have with Melbourne Water.
Yeah.
We mapped that out across our 7 different customer segments, and then identified 10 technology-based initiatives and 10 process-based initiatives that we would have a positive impact on the different interactions and the pain points where they were experiencing the greatest amount of pain.
Yeah.
So early on, we revamped our website. More recently, we've launched a customer portal. Our website is available for just members of the general public to get access to things like rainfall data and river level data,
Yeah.
flood data, and a whole host of different elements that we make available to a general public. Our portal is for information that we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, but we do want to share it with other customer segments. So local councils, for example, are very interested in flooding overlays.
Yeah.
If they're looking at creating a new estate or whatever on the outskirts of Melbourne, they need to be able to position it in a way that it's not going to be subject to flooding. That's just one small example, but
You'd be custodians of that type of data, would you?
Correct. Yeah. So we've got a whole host of data that we upload to our portal on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and we make it available across those 7 different customer segments. And different customers require different information, in addition to the general public, which just serve information from our melbournewater.com.au website.